On July 11, 2015, the architecture of Mexico's drug war did not collapse in a courtroom or on a battlefield.
The world's richest, most notorious drug kingpins broke out of prison.
Former cartel leader is considered one of the most dangerous drug traffickers in the world.
It collapsed beneath a shower floor.
What was your reaction when you heard that El Chapo had escaped again?
Disappointed.
Inside Federal Social Readaptation Center Number 1, known as Altiplano, the most secure federal prison in Mexico.
The walls here are as much as 3 feet thick. The airspace above is restricted.
Surveillance cameras recorded Joaquin El Chapo Guzman walking calmly toward the shower area of his cell. The space was narrow, partially shielded from overhead cameras for privacy. A blind spot measured in seconds.
How did he manage to do that?
He entered. Minutes passed. On the monitor, the shower stall stood empty. Guards entered the cell. Cut through reinforced concrete was a precise rectangular opening.
This tunnel, I believe, went from point A to point B with only minor deviations, if any, and that is an engineering marvel in of itself.
Beneath it descended a vertical shaft nearly 10 meters deep. At its base, a horizontal tunnel extended more than 1.5 kilometers beyond the prison's perimeter. The tunnel was ventilated, electrified, engineered with grading to prevent flooding. A rail-mounted motorcycle ran along tracks to move tools and excavated soil.
Right under the maximum security prison and up into his cell.
Up into a shower stall.
It had not been dug in desperation. It had been built in confidence. What emerged that night was not simply an escape. It was a structural revelation, one that forced governments to reconsider whether containment, as they understood it, was ever real. By 2015, Mexico's anti-cartel strategy rested heavily on leadership decapitation. Arrest the kingpins. Disrupt the hierarchy. Fracture the network. The theory suggested that removing central figures would destabilize organizations dependent on charismatic authority. Guzman's recapture in 2014 had been framed as proof that the doctrine worked. After 13 years as a fugitive, the leader of the Sinaloa cartel was back behind bars. Altiplano symbolized reform, reinforced flooring, seismic sensors, rotating guards, restricted contact. Officials publicly declared the facility escape-proof. The message was unmistakable. Lessons had been learned. The tunnel dismantled that certainty in less than 10 minutes. The precision of the excavation transformed the narrative. Investigators determined that land near the prison had been acquired months earlier. Heavy machinery had operated without detection. Soil was removed in stages to avoid suspicion. Surveying aligned the tunnel with extraordinary accuracy beneath the only area of Guzman's cell shielded from constant camera coverage. This required more than money. It required intelligence, blueprint-level understanding of the prison's design, knowledge of guard patterns, awareness of blind spots. The operation unfolded beneath one of the most fortified facilities in the country. Altiplano had been designed to prevent outward force. It had not been designed to anticipate subterranean strategy. Beyond the border tunnel, smuggling tunnels were not new to the US-Mexico border. For decades, criminal networks had constructed cross-border passages linking warehouses and distribution hubs. Some were rudimentary. Others featured lighting, drainage systems, and rail carts. But those tunnels crossed international boundaries. This tunnel crossed a symbolic one. It did not evade border patrol. It penetrated the state's core mechanism of control: incarceration. The psychological fracture. Within hours, international media framed the escape as humiliation. But embarrassment was secondary. The deeper rupture was psychological. Prisons are physical expressions of authority. They reassure the public that dangerous actors can be neutralized through confinement. When the most secure prison in the country is breached from below, the symbolism destabilizes. If reinforced floors can be bypassed, What does maximum security mean? If surveillance grids can be mapped and exploited, what does oversight guarantee? The tunnel was not just operational success for a criminal network. It was a public failure of institutional projection. The escape occurred during heightened U.S.-Mexico security cooperation. Under frameworks such as the Merida Initiative, billions had been allocated toward equipment, training, and institutional modernization. Surveillance systems were upgraded. Tactical units expanded. The tunnel raised an uncomfortable question. Were technological upgrades masking deeper structural weaknesses? In Washington, frustration intensified. Calls for extradition grew louder. 6 months later, Guzman was recaptured. Within a year, he was extradited. The tunnel accelerated that inevitability. Popular culture often portrays the escape as a testament to Guzman's personal brilliance. But tunnels of that magnitude do not excavate themselves. Surveyors measured. Engineers calculated. Workers dug. Coordinators financed. Informants relayed information. The tunnel was not a solitary feat. It was organizational capacity made visible, and that visibility undermined the premise of decapitation strategy. After 2015, the drug war's strategic calculus shifted. Containment through national incarceration no longer carried credibility. Extradition became default policy for high-value figures. Intelligence sharing deepened. Financial tracking expanded. Focus shifted toward supply chain disruption and precursor chemical monitoring. The emphasis moved from walls to systems. How was land purchased unnoticed? How were excavation patterns not flagged? In January 2016, Guzman was located in Los Mochis following months of pursuit. The recapture was swift. This time, there would be no extended incarceration within Mexico. In 2017, he was extradited to the United States. In 2019, he was convicted in federal court in Brooklyn and sentenced to life imprisonment plus 30 years. He was transferred to the United States Penitentiary Administrative Maximum Facility in Florence, Colorado, a supermax facility engineered for near-total isolation. The 2015 tunnel left behind enduring lessons. First, infrastructure without integrity is fragile. Reinforced floors cannot withstand compromised information systems. Second, leadership decapitation must coincide with network dismantlement. Removing a figurehead does not eliminate logistical capacity. Third, symbolic overconfidence amplifies institutional damage. Public declarations of invulnerability create stakes that magnify failure. The mid-2000s marked a transition in the global drug trade. Synthetic opioids were rising. Distribution became more compact. Supply chains diversified. Criminal networks adapted rapidly. States reformed more slowly. The tunnel symbolized that imbalance. While governments fortified prisons, criminal enterprises refined engineering. Today, the shaft beneath Altiplano is sealed. The concrete floor has been repaired. Surveillance protocols have been revised. Policies have been rewritten. Yet the structural lesson endures. One tunnel exposed the limits of architectural certainty in a conflict defined by networked power. After 2015, the question was no longer whether Guzman could escape again. It was whether Mexico could afford to contain figures like him at all. Containment shifted from national custody to international removal. Strategy pivoted from fortification to systemic recalibration. The drug war did not end that night, but it changed. Because once a prison floor opens from below, walls are no longer symbols of control. They are reminders that control without integrity is conditional. And conditional control does not survive determined networks for long.